Welcome back, dear friends. Let us study one more poem from the pen of William Wordsworth, that is composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802. Before I head straightway into the world of this beautiful sonnet, first of all, I would like to tell you that this is a sonnet, a 14-line poem, sonnet. The sonnet English word comes from Italian word sonetto, S-O-N-E-T-T-O. Sonetto, that means a little sound or song. It is a Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet is generally divided into two parts, octave of 8 lines and sestet of 6 lines. So this poem is since modeled on Petrarchan model or modeled on the sonnets of Petrarch. So this sonnet is also divided into two parts, octave of 8 lines and sestet of 6 lines. Just as the title itself does let us know that this sonnet was composed on September 3rd, 1802. That very particular day or that very particular morning, William Wordsworth, along with his own sister, was actually passing through the city of London early morning. And while he was passing, maybe he was going somewhere, so while he was passing with his own sister, he arrived at Westminster Bridge. And from there, what he saw, he in this very particular poem describes, he saw the mesmerizing beauty of London early in the morning. So this very particular sonnet was written on September 3rd, 1802, but remember this sonnet, along with so many other poems like Solitary Reaper, Milton or London 1802, or The World is Too Much with Us, published in the collection of poems titled Poems in 2 volumes in the year 1807. So now let's begin the poem and try to understand this beautiful sonnet from William Wordsworth. Let's look at: Earth has not anything to show more fair. Fair here stands for beautiful, attractive. He says that if there is anything that is most beautiful, particularly for the earth to show, it is the city of London. He says, city of London at present, early in the morning, is the most beautiful thing on this earth. There is no any other thing on this earth that can be more beautiful than the city of London this morning. And he says, see what in the next line: dull would he be of soul who could pass by a sight so touching in its majestic grandness, beauty. And he says that if a person goes past, ignoring the beauty, or without looking at this mesmerizing just a sight of the beauty of London city in the morning from the Westminster Bridge, that person would definitely be a boring person or a useless kind of a person. Because how can a man with some intelligence and understanding go past without looking at this beautiful sight, and without appreciating and without glorifying, just as I here stop with my own sister and look at this beautiful sight. He says The city now does, see this, like a garment, wear the beauty of the morning. So he says, just as we people wear garments particularly to look beautiful, in the same manner it seems that the city of London has at present clad itself in a kind of a garment and looks beautiful. So just as we wear garments, clothes, particularly to look beautiful, particularly to look handsome, in the same manner it seems here that the city of London has worn a kind of a garment. Why? Because it looks mesmerizingly beautiful, or looks beautiful, looks so beautiful that probably the poet does not find just appropriate words to delineate or describe or to glorify the beauty of London this very particular morning, dear learners. See, ships, towers, domes means circular structures, theatres means playhouses where the plays performed, temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky. So he says that ships could be seen on the river Thames or on the water of the river Thames. One thing bear in mind, that actually this Westminster Bridge spans over the river Thames, Thames, Thames. So he says that standing on the bridge of this Westminster Bridge, he can see towers, sky-touching towers. He can see this theatres just built on its bank. He could see these so many other things, and apart from all other things, he can see the open fields just close to the Westminster, just a bridge. And all these things have a beautiful, open, clear, smokeless sky, and it's all because of that. It looks so beautiful that here the poet, speaker of the poem, is spellbound. He's unable to take his eye off this beautiful thing. The scene is so mesmerizing, so touching, so beautiful that it is almost impossible, particularly for William Wordsworth, to take his eyes off this spectacle, this beautiful scene. See, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air, that I told you that since it is morning time, it means if he talks about the smokeless, see, this was the time when industrialization was in full swing. England as a country was just making headway progress, all because of the industrialization. On one hand, industrialization was very rapid. On the other hand, urbanization was very rapid. And because of these two great movements or two happenings, London as a city was getting crowded and denser and denser, and smoky also. Why? Because lots of mills and factories were actually coming into existence or were being built, and in the daytime the London looked smoky. London was full of smoke. But he says at this time, this early morning, he's there on the bridge, and at present he cannot see a speck of a little bit amount of smoke in the atmosphere. Means absolutely clean and clear. He says all glittering and shining. He means the London city. Never did sun more beautiful steep in his first splendor means first rising, just at the time of the rising, valley, rock or hill. So he says that he never ever saw such a beautiful sun rising. Here maybe right in front of the poet, he is witnessing the sun rising. Sun is rising, sunning is coming, the sun is coming out of the depth, coming up, going up from the horizon and spreading its luster in a crystal clear manner. And it's all because of this. In the glowing on the soft, sweet yellow light of the rising of the sun, just London looks excellent. London looks beautiful, so beautiful that the poet is almost unable to take his eyes off this scenario, of this scene or spectacle. And he says here that he never ever saw such a beautiful sun, even in the nature, with the hills and the valleys and so on and so forth. So see, it is absolutely clear that here the poet is glorifying, or you can say extolling the outstanding beauty of the city of London. So far this poet is a poet of nature, always glorifying nature. But here he is glorifying the city as well as the nature at the same time. See this. Never saw I. So he says, I never saw such a beautiful scene. Never felt, or nor he felt a calm so deep. So he says he never ever in his own life saw such a beautiful spectacle, nor he felt such a great silence in his own life. He says, the river glideth, moves, glideth, just old English used in the medieval time, actually glides. So he said he never saw river Thames gliding in such a calm, cool, or in such a natural manner at his own will. Here how the river is, you can say, being personified. Dear God, he says, oh God, the very houses seem asleep. He says, oh God, how beautiful this spectacle is that has burst upon my eyes or my vision. Even the houses standing all around this river Thames absolutely look sleeping. Why? Because it is the early morning time and no activity has till now started, or till now begin. Absolutely silent. There is silence everywhere. Why? Because most of the people of the city are still in the arms of sleep. See, and all that mighty heart, you can say this here, London is also imagined as a living being with a mighty heart. Why? Because at this time, London is the center of, this was the time, or that was the time when London was the center of a great movement or great activity. But at present, London, with its own mighty heart, powerful heart, was absolutely still and calm. Why? Because it was morning time. So I hope, my dear learners, this explanation of mine would absolutely help you understand this poem in a much better manner. Now let's look at the figure of speech in a quick look. See, earth has not anything to show more fair. It means here the earth is personified as a living being, because he says that earth does not have anything to show more beautiful than this. So earth is treated as a living one, means personification is used. Apart from personification, let's see any other figure of speech that is used in this poem. Fine. See this next. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by. Fine. Dull would he be of soul. So you can say that the just repetition of O sound, O sound, O sound, O sound, it means repetition of O sound, it means assonance is also used in this very particular second line. A sight so touching in its majesty, a sight so, see, sight so means alliteration. The city now doth like a garment wear. So see, comparison of the beauty of the morning of the comparison of the beauty of the city to a garment. So simile is also used, and also the city is imagined as a woman wearing outstanding beauty. So personification is also used here. Beauty of the morning, silent, bare. Fine. Ships, towers, domes, theaters and temples lie. Fine. Ships, towers, see, towers, theaters, temples all begin with the letter T, means sound of T, means again alliteration. Open unto the fields and to the sky, unto the fields and to the sky. Fine, no problem. The fields is a repetition of the, so repetition is also used here. All bright and glittering in the smokeless air. Bright, see, I sound, glittering I sound, in I sound, air, you can say to some extent I sound. So again assonance is used. Never did sun more beautifully steep. Fine. Sun, steep, again alliteration. In, and see one thing, this I missed it, see, the beauty of the morning, silent and bare. So on the one hand he says so beautiful, on the other hand he says so bare. Why does he call it bare? Why? Because it is early morning time and no activity, no human activity has yet started. It's all because of that. It is absolutely bare, means no action, no movement, no activity. So see here, on one hand beauty, on the other hand bare, beauty, bare. So you can say to some extent just oxymoron is also used here. See the next line, in his first splendor, valley, rock, hill. Fine. Never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river glided at his own sweet will. So I say this, the river glided at his own sweet will, means river is flowing in a very natural manner. So river is also here personified, because see his actually just adjective is used particularly for the river. Dear God means here this address to the God. It means, you can say that, oh dear God is a kind of a exclamation. So exclamation is also used here. The very houses, see, houses, see, again see alliteration, and all that mighty heart, means again here London is just imagined as a living one with a mighty heart. So again personification. So I hope, my dear learners, this explanation of mine will help you understand this poem in a much better manner. Thank you for watching this video.